garu.
Volume.
Good morning, everybody in the US. Good evening, everybody in India. It's a pleasure to invite you all to the Stotra Bodha series talk number 44 on Mahanyaasam, a yogic sadhana through karma. Our keynote speaker is Sri Ramachandra Sharma Garu, who is a Smarta, Vidwan, Ghanapati, Purohit, and also an IT professional. And today's program will have Sri Ravindra Garu do the Veda Kusumanjali, and then we'll have a Sangeetanjali, followed by my father, Dr. Prabhakar, introducing the speaker. We'll have concluding remarks by Dr. Aparna Dheer and vote of thanks by Sri Rajgopalan. So with that, we'll start with the Veda Kusumanjali. So Ravindra Garu, please.
Thank you. Om Namaste Ghanapataye Tvameva Pratyaksham Tattvamasi Tvameva Kevalam Kartasi Tvameva Kevalam Dhartasi Tvameva Kevalam Hartasi Tvameva Sarvam Khalvidam Brahmasi Tvam Sakshadatmasi Nityam Rutam Vachmi Satyam Vachmi Avatvam Mam Avavaktaram Avashrotaram Avadhataram Avadhataram Avanuchanam Avasishyam Avapashchattat Avapurastat Avottarattat Avadakshinattat Avachordhvattat Avadharattat Sarvato Mam Pahi Pahi Samantat Tvam Vangmayastvam Chinmayaha Tvam Anandamayastvam Brahmamayah Tvam Satchidananda Dvitiyosi Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvam Jnanamayo Vijnanamayosi Sarvam Jagadidam Tvatto Jayate Sarvam Jagadidam Tvattastishtati Sarvam Jagadidam Tvailayameshyati Sarvam Jagadidam Tvai Pratyeti Tvam Bhumirapo Nalo Nilo Nabha Tvam Chatvari Vakpadani Tvam Gunatrayatita Tvam Avastatrayatita Tvam Dehatrayatita Tvam Kalatrayatita Tvam Mooladharastidosi Nityam Tvam Shaktitrayatmakaha Tvam Yogino Dhyayanti Nityam Tvam Brahma Tvam Vishnustvam Ridrastvam Indrastvam Agnistvam Vayustvam Suryastvam Chandramastam Brahma Bhurбhuvassuvarom Ganadim Purvamucharya Varnadim Stadanantaram Anuswara Parataraha Ardhendulasitam Tarena Ruddham Yetattava Manuswarupam Gakarah Purvarupam Akaro Madhyama Rupam Anuswarascha Antya Binduruttara Rupam Nadasandhanam Sagumhita Sandhi Shaisha Ganesha Vidya Ganakarushi Nichrudgayatri Chandaha Ganapatir Devata Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Ekadantaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat Ekadantam Chaturhastam Pashamankushadharinam Radancha Varadam Hastam Hastair Vibranam Mushakadvajam Raktam Lambodaram Shurpakarnakam Raktavasasam रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृते पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमदपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय वरदमूर्तये नमः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Thank you.
Excellent, Ravindra garu. Thank you so much.
So he is one of the students of our great Gendra, which is living for 13 years and 30 years and all that. So at present he is in US, but otherwise based in India. So thanks to Ravindra. And now we will have
Thank you.
Sangeeta Anjali.
Yeah, we'll have a Sangeeta Anjali from Kumari Hasani from the Lalita Kala Academy, Chicago.
Namaskaram, my name is Hashini and I am a student of Lalita Kala Academy. My Guruji is Miss Lalita. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to sing. Today, I will be singing a small prayer dedicated to Lord Vinayaka. Sharanu Siti Vinayaka, Sharanu Vidya Pradayaka, Sharanu Siti Vinayaka, Sharanu Vidya Pradayaka, Sharanu Parvati Tanaya Murti, Sharanu Moshika Vahana, Sharanu Parvati Tanaya Murti, Sharanu Moshika Vahana, Sharanu Siddhi Vinayaka, Sharanu Vidya Pradayaka, Nitila Netane Devi Sutane, Nagabhushana Priyane, Nitila Netrane Devi Sutane, Nagabhushana Priyane, Tatita Tankita Komalangane, Karnakundala Dharane, Sharanu Siddhi Vinayaka, Sharanu Vidya Pradayaka, Tukshi Mahalambodharane, Ikshujapanna Yalidane, Tukshi Mahalambodharane, Ikshujapanna Yalidane, Pakshi Vahana Siripurandara Vitala Nijadhasan, Sharanu Siddhi Vinayaka, Sharanu Vidya Pradayaka, Sharanu Siddhi Vinayaka. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. So next we'll have my father, Dr. Prabhakar, introduce the topic and the speaker.
Thank you. Welcome to this great occasion when we are having the Mahanyaasam as a part of study, Adhyayanam, Parayanam, Adhyayanam, and also a practice. And the topic that our speaker, Ramachandra, who is also very close to our Kendra and who has been guidance and all that. So he is IT official, I mean, personal also, but still he continues the tradition of Purohityam drawn from his ancients and father and all people. and he's already familiar to our Kendra, and he has been very good supportive. But anyway, he is just going to talk on the Mahanyaasam, a yogic sadhana through karma. So we have very beautiful concepts fixed in this topic. One is the Mahanyasam, secondly is a yoga, and thirdly we have got the sadhana, a tool, and through is the passage, and karma. Karma is the activity. So all these are very great concepts. But before that, we should know what is this Mahanyasam. Mahanyasam is only trying to superimpose yourself, deposit yourself upon Rudra, and also the Rudra power in you, so that you will be able to perform Mahanyasapura Rudra Abhishekam or any other activity in worship to please Paramatma, Lord Rudra, who is all in all. Sarvo Hyesha Rudraha, Tasmai Rudraya Namo Namaha. Sarvaha Eshaha Rudraha. This Rudra is any and everything, there is nothing accepted in him. That's what it is. And moreover, another condition is what all you want to meddle with Rudra to please him and also get all benefits, all round benefits, you have to also become Rudra. That's why Na Rudro Rudra Marchayet. Nobody can meddle Rudra unless you become Rudra. How do you become Rudra? That's a good question. So thereby, it's a yoga to see it. It's a mutual yoga. So yeah, as our Ravindra recited in the Ghanapati Atharva Swarsha Upanishad, the last line, Sayogi Yoginam Varaha. See, yoga is there, but Yoginam Varaha Akbeku andre, we must have karma and sadhana. Then only you will be a Varayogina, Varayogin. Otherwise, it is not possible. So in Mahanyasa, there are 14 yogas that are being given to us, and Mahanyasa is taken as a prayaschitta karma, as a karma which will enable you to perform without an interruption, with interest and all that, the entire process. Because Mahanyasam will take for recitation more than 90 minutes. And the Rudram and Namakam, Chamakam, Purushuktam, Sri Suktam, all this will take another 1 hour. So actually it is about 3 hours program. And otherwise you cannot plan that at all. So, and what are that makes is that in Rudram, we have the prayer for the Panchanga Rudras, then we have got Panchamukha Dhyanam, then we do Samputi Karanam, and then we have got the Raudri Karanam, that is Rudrafy ourselves, magnetization. Something like magnetization, we have got Rudrifization. And that is 10 and plus 16 angas of our body are being empowered with the power of Rudra, so that we don't get any time difficult. That's why this said that Raudrena Nikena Pahima Agne Pipurhi. So Raudrena Nikena, then we invoke Rudra power into us, and also we stay in him, and we have got 10 plus 16 parts. Some parts are repeated, and wherein the different aspects of Rudra mantras are there. Come and take. Soon after the Rudrikaranam, we cannot get exposed to problems. So it's called Atmaraksha. It's called Atmaraksha Kartavyah. You have to protect yourself again, shielding, fortification. And afterwards, your mind and grace should be so pleasant with the power involved or invoked of the Rudra. So we have got 36 Sivasankalpas. Then we have got then Sashtanga Namaskara. After Sivasankalpas, we go into the, before that Namaskaram being done, we have got to have the prayer for the Indra, then Agni, Apratiratham, and these are the two powerful individual deities in our Vedic mythology, whose grace is always. Indra is the chieftain, or Indra is the god of gods or king of gods, and Agni is also a faculty, rather a representative authority who has got some endowed energies. So we have got Agni, Twamagne, Rudro, Asuro, Maho, like that the mantra runs. I don't want to take more time. And and we have got Apratiratham, and that's also, that is, if at all you are doing, when you go to battle or any kind of difficult fighting or to overcome some difficulties, you must have the power of Indra with you. So that Indra power and Agni's support both make you wonderfully successful in your project. Secondly, and after all this Agni Prarthana, then you always make that Prathama, Dvitiya, Sustrayadram, 1 to merge into 2, 2 into 3, 3 into 4. Ultimately, gods must mix in with gods and Manushya should mix with Manushya. That is about doubling the power. And after doubling the power and all that, then we make a prayer again to Rudra, and then we'll have Shastanga Namaskaram. Among the Namaskarams of the 8 limbs are important. Ashtanga Yoga, Ashtanga Namaskaram. We have the crest, head, then Drishti, then Manasu, Vaku, feet, hands, and Karna. So these are all the 8 parts with which we have to completely surrender to Paramatma. For each one of them, mantras are there, very significant. And after all that, then we get into the Rudra Abhishekam, Rudraarchana, a practical laboratory job. Before that laboratory job, we have got to make the atmosphere around us serene, and also the people standing in participating are also then. And with different gods must come and take seat in our respective parts, beginning from your feet, then hands, shoulders, stomach, heart, throat, nose, eyes, ears, and the Lalata Bhaga, and ultimately Sikhayam Vamadevas Tishtatu. So all this process is what is we call as sadhana, and all this process is karma, and also it is yoga. Then you will do prana pratishtha, your prana, Shiva prana become exchange and remind each other, and you become fortified. Then after all this Mahanyasam, we have to say that Ishanam Avahayami. So Ishana is one who has been invited to the earth. And but who is that Omkara Pranavaswarupam Sarva Om? See, we ask him, Aya hi Sighram Nama Havyaya Sarvom. Hey Sarva, Omkara Rupa, you please come and settle. Then we make a dhyanam, and the process of performing the Abhishekam with Dadhi and all those things. And there are number of advantages, or rather benefits, when you do this Mahanyasa Purvakam, any Abhishekam to Paramatma, whatever Ekavaram or Ekadasavaram or 21 times or 108 times, it all depends upon your bhakti, time availability, and many other factors are there, because karma is having 3 things. One is Dravya Sekarana, Devata Ahvana, and Tyaga. So these 3 things make this karma very well. So I think now I gave a just comprehensive definition for this Mahanyasam, so that people can't be, what is he talking about? What is Mahanyasam? See, actually we have got Ekanyasam, Trayanyasam, and all this number is there. But ultimately when we come to Shiva, Shiva is the pinnacle. And therefore they use the word Mahanyasa. So the word Maha is all sweeping. That's why it's Mahanyasa. Who is this Shiva? Shiva is the Mulastambha for the Trailokya Nagara. So Bhattabana, I just want to tell this. Bhattabana uses one. Namastunga Siraschum Chandra Chamara Charave Trailokya Nagararambha Mulastambhaya Shambhave. Shambhu is the Mulastambha. If you want to build up the Trailokya Nagara, the mansion for the 3 worlds covering, then he is the top. So Trailokya Nagara Arambha, just to begin this kind of building structure of the Trailokas, Shiva is the Mula Stambha. That means he is the central pillar. So central pillar, then all pillars come, the structure comes up. See, that is the greatness of our engineering technology. So let us, you should also think that there is a lot of science significance and all that. So the current student is our Rajgopalan from Memphis, USA. He is learning every Monday to Monday, Tuesdays, and he's at the end of it almost. So for the past 2.5 years, he has been so sincere. Every week he is taking classes. So he is also with us. So with this Mahanyaasam group, and also this Aparna is there. She is a professor and also PhD doctor in the Ayurveda. And next month she is going to speak also. And she's a very dynamic lady. Because of her, so many people are coming to a platform, taking the mouth and sharing their views. So we have a good combination and not much my talking. I request our Sarma Garu, Ramachandra Sarma, he remembers 1914, I mean 2014, he joined our Kendra and he has been in touch in one way or the other. He's a Purohit also performing. Last time he spoke about the Graha Pravesam. So not much talking about. Now Ramachandra Sarmagar. Hello, sir.
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिं भवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सेदसादनं प्रणो देवी सरस्वदेवाजेभिर्वाजिनीवते धीनामवित्र्यावद गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां नारायणसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः श्रीमहासरस्वत्यै नमः शिवादिश्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ Namaskaram to everyone. Sabhaya Namaha. My namaskaram to Lotus Feet of Guru Garu, Sri Guru Garu. So thank you, Guru Garu, for giving me this opportunity. When I met you first time in 2014, the first topic indeed was the first shloka of the Panchamukha Dhyanam, Samvartagnatat Pratipta Kanaka Praspardha Tejamayam. So you have explained me very well. And then that started the interest towards learning the meaning of the Mahanyaasam, and then which was very much helpful. And the journey is still in progress actually. So I have touched the tip of the iceberg, but there is a lot to explore. I'll try to cover whatever I have studied in the past couple of years in the through Mahanyasam, and then the connectivity between the yoga, and then how it can be beneficial to the human mankind actually. So it's a very small, very brief. I'll be able to touch it today. I'm afraid like I'll not be able to cover most of the things, but yeah, it is a vast topic. But I'll try to cover the glimpse of the Mahanyasam and then why we have to do it. So I hope my audio is clear. Everything is clear. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. So first of all, Mahanyasam. It's not Mahanyasam, Mahanyasam. So it's a part of like a tantra given by Bodhana Maharshi to perform the Rudrabhishekam. So we normally call it as a Rudrabhishekam, but thing is, Smarta people, and then who are especially the followers of the Bodhana Maharshi, and then Apastamba Sutras, Krishna Yajurveda followers, they treat this Mahanyasa Purvak Rudrabhishekam as one of the pivotal karma, like the way Ghanapatias will be considered as the Ghanapati Chaturvarta Tarpanam, and then Shaktiyas considered as Sri Chakrarchana, and Sri Chakra Navavarnarchana. Everybody would have heard about it. Sri Chakrarchana is the pivotal one, and then Saura, and who follows the Surya Narayana, they'll be considered as the Vedic Surya Namaskaras and then Surya Archana with the Yantram and all. That is the highest one, and then Vishnu Dvadasha Avarna, and then Sudarshana Kriya, and then Narsimha, and then various things are there for the Vaishnavites. And then Subramanya Shadavarna, it is for Skandas. So as we have 6 different prime sects of people and the matas, we can say that prime sects of matas within the Sanatana Dharma. So for Mahanyasa Purvaka Rudrabhishekam is one of the key karma for the Smartas, and then we can say that who are the followers of the Shiva normally. So, and then in this one, actually, why we have to, and what is this Mahanyasa? And then this was given by Bodhayana Maharshi. This is nothing but an application of some certain Veda mantras to experience the Rudra within ourselves. In simple terms, like if we can say that this is the purpose, to experience the Rudra. While doing the Archana, we perform with the various rituals and all, various things. So while performing something, and then we experience the Rudra within ourselves. That is the main objective, main purpose of giving the Mahanyaasam. For this one, is it that easy to experience the Rudra within? Rudra is nothing but the Ishvara, Parameshvara, we can call. Parameshvara here we consider as a Rudra form, to be precise. The Parameshvara, the Paramatma, does not have any form or anything. So he will be invisible and then visible also. He will be like a light form always, like he does not attain a single form. But thing is here in this one, so we do the upasana in the name of like a certain form as a Rudra, Ishvara, right? So what is Mahanyasam means? The meaning of the Mahanyasam. Nyasam means to keep, nikshiptam, to keep, or to invoke something. Mahanyasam means to keep something bigger, bigger, bigger. So normally everybody would have heard about it. While performing the any japa, we will be having Anganyasa and then Karanyasa. Karanyasa means invoking the Panchabhutas and then related one on the like 5 fingers. Anganyasa means there are 5 body parts will be there, mainly Hridayasthana and then Shirasa, Shikha, and then Netratraya, and then 3 eyes, and Shikha, Kavacham, and Astram. These are called the 5 Angas. Anganyasa, Karanyasa, these are 5 things only, and then everybody would have heard about it. These are the basic things to perform any japam. So Anganyasa, Karanyasa is the prerequisite, and then post things in between japam will be there, actual japam. This is the actual process for any people. So whether it is Vaishnavites, whether it's Shaivites or anybody's, like this is the actual process as per the Mantra Shastram. So here the Nyasam that we'll be doing not only with the 10 body parts and then 5 hand parts and then 5 remaining other parts. It will be like a vast number of every body part will be touching it. That means we'll invoke the power of the Paramatma in each and every body part. Why? It's an interesting phenomenon actually. Why we have to do Nyasam? First of all, Guru Garu said that the main objective, the key essence of the Mahanyasam entire thing was explained in Narudro Rudramarchayat. Guru Garu has already explained it. To perform any puja, the sadhaka, I'll use the words as sadhaka because I'm touching this concept as a yogic way. So I'll just use those yoga sadhaka, upasaka, and then upasya deva. Okay, the sadhaka who will be trying to experience the upasya deva, some deity, through his sadhana. Sadhana is nothing but entire karma. Through practice, we can say that, or some yogic asanas and then pranayamas and then these kind of things. The sadhaka is trying to experience the upasya deva through his sadhana. But unless the sadhaka becomes the upasya deva himself, he will not experience the completely, he will not become one with the upasya devata. That is what he has said. Na Rudra Rudra Varchayat. Who are doing, if I am doing it, I am performing the Rudra Abhishekam. Unless I become Rudra, I will not be able to perform the Rudra. I will not be able to perform the Rudra means not merely doing the Abhisheka with your hands and all. I will not be able to experience the Rudra within myself. That's what the sentence says. So I need to become Rudra from a man. I'm a man, human. I'm a human being currently, covered with a lot of blood and then a lot of, so many other impurities and all. So I have to purify myself through certain practices so that I have to start experience. I have to channelize my prana energy, pranic energy within my body. I have to invoke all my chakras, sapta chakras. I'll have to break all the panchakoshas. We have Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. And then to experience the blissful state, the Paramatma. Once you become the Paramatma, Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati is the Upanishad Vakyam. The Brahma himself, the person who becomes like Asavadityo Brahma, we do normally chant this mantra in during the Sandhya Vandana. So we become like a Ishvara ourselves. So after certain things, the certain things, the purification process and then step-by-step process, that entire process was clearly explained in Mahanyaasam. That means Nikshiptam Nyasam means we have to invoke certain devatas and then certain energies into your body, a step-by-step process to purify your body and then and then to break the koshas and then to experience, to channelize your energy through one chakra to another chakra and then every chakra, and then finally you reach a state like Sahasrara Sthiti, that means blissful state. That is the same state. We call it as a Anandamaya Kosha. You'll experience the Anandam, the eternal blissful state. That means nothing but to experience the God within ourselves. So this is what the purpose of the Mahanyasam and the meaning of the Mahanyasam. So to perform a Rudrabhishekam, Rudrarchana, one has to become Rudra. So the entire process of making yourself the sadhaka as a Rudra is Mahanyasam and the Rudrabhishekam. Here comes the interesting things actually. And then why we have to perform Mahanyasam? Then why we cannot simply like we can chant something, like we can chant the Dhyana Shloka and then we can perform a lot of stotras are there, and then why they have given a specific set of mantras and then everything here. So this is one way of doing the sadhana for the people who are like little advanced state, we can say that. And then if people are who are interested and then experience the experience the higher levels, higher realms, I think they can experience, they can start going through this Mahanyasa process. And then in the Rudram, actually the Dhyana Shalokam of the Rudram, it says Apatala Nabhasthalanta Bhuvanat Brahmanda Mavispurat Jyotisphatika Lingamauli Vilasat Purnendu Vantamratahe Astokaprata Mekamesha Marisham Rudrana Bakanjapan Dhyayet Ipsita Siddhayet Dhruvavadam Viprobhishinchet Chavam. This is what the Dhyana Shloka, entire essence of the Rudram, the Namakam Chamakam Mantra Patham, is to experience this particular form. That means if you can imagine a form that can spread across entire universe, Apatalana, entire Patalam to Nabhasthalanta, all the universe, all the lokas, if you can imagine a form, that form is nothing but how it looks like is a Spatika Lingam. If you can keep the Spatika Lingam just in front of a Deepam, a Jyotir Deepam, how the Jyoti will reflect in the Spatika Lingam, it will be like a shine like anything, and then you will be getting a kind of one different experience actually. The same light will be appear in your eyelids or the the pupil also. If you can see that, if any person is alive, any animal is also alive, you can see that kind of lingam in your eyes. So the Paramatma himself will be like in the form of prana, who will be giving you prana, and then he is lighting you. We can say that in that one. And that the same Shiva, the Rudra, who appears in the Jyotis Bhatika Lingam only, and then we have to experience him. So how we can experience is, we have to eliminate and then purify our body, and then mind, and then prana, and then all the koshas, other things. Okay, that was, and then the purpose of this one is, and then in terms of Vedic way, the purpose of any Vedam, any Vedic ritual is Anishta Pariharam and then Ishta Prapti. Anishta Pariharam, how it can be done is, there is a shlokam, it was said in the mantra only, during the Mahanyasam process only. Tvak asthigataehi sarva papaihi pramuchyate sarva bhuteshu aparajitaha bhavati tataha bhuta preta pishacha baddha brahmarakshacha yaksha yamaduta shakini dhakini sarpishu apada taskaradi agni jwaradi upadravadi upaghataha sarve jwalantam pashyantu mam rakshantu. So a sadhaka, how many obstacles a sadhaka can get, that was clearly explained here. Through sins that you perform, one performs through his body, and then the sins that he performs through his mind, the sins he performs through the eating something which is not supposed to be eaten, by killing someone, through various distractions caused by, and then various accidents caused by different animals like sarpishu apada, sarpas, and then any other wild animals, and taskaradi agni, if anyone loots you, and then you will be losing something, and then your consciousness, your mind will be disturbed, and then that is also kind of, and then the distraction caused by agni, Jvara, that means rogas, and then all the diseases, and Bhuta Preta Pishacha Shakini Dhakni. These in Kali Yuga, Bhuta Preta Pishacha Shakini Dhakni, these are the different Rakshasa Ganas, actually, Asuri Ganas. We can contemplate with these Ganas, because as they don't have any body or anything as such, we can contemplate all these things are nothing but the various distractions that a sadhaka can experience during his sadhana. That means if you want to perform any japam, the moment you close your eyes, you will be getting all the negative thoughts and all the unwanted thoughts, and then which will be ruining your sadhana, and then which will be hijacking your mind, and then you body will be physically present, but thing is mind will be completely hijacked by those kind of unwanted thoughts, and then take you away from the sadhana. The ones which will take the sadhaka's mind away from one place to another place are nothing but the bhuta preta, shakini dhakni, these kind of things. These are all nothing but the distractions. So all these distractions need to be eradicated. And then physically, asthigatayehi sarva papayehi. Whatever the sins that we perform through your body and the mind, all these things should be removed. Then only one become like a pure-hearted. Once they become pure-hearted, then what happens is sarve jvalantam pasyantu. He appears like a fire. If we hold fire, and then if you just wave it around you, if you are traveling in a forest or something, no animal can attack you if you are holding a fire stick kind of thing. So the way the fire protects you, your soul will protect you, and then the Ishvara will protect you. So when you become pure-hearted, the purpose of entire Mahanyaasam is to purify your body and then to eradicate, to eliminate all your sins. Okay, this is one thing. The second thing is the Ishtaprapti. Ishtaprapti will be how it can be done is, there is a mantram before we start the Abhishekan, right, in the Mahanyaasam. We tell this, Sada Papakshayarthi, Vyadhi Vimochanarthi, जीवितार्थी मोक्षार्थी श्रीकामः शांतिकामः पुष्टिकामः तुष्टिकामः वृद्धिकामः प्रज्ञाकामः मेधाकामः आयुष्यकामः आरोग्यकामः अन्नाद्यकामः. To become, see, to become a good sadhaka, the sadhaka should be not only eliminating his sins, but thing is he needs to create an environment that he can get everything. That means imagine a sadhaka is not having proper food, not having any shelter. Will he be able to continue his sadhana consistently? No, he will be always in a miserable state, and then he'll be always suffering from various things. The suffering should be removed, and then he should be getting an environment where all his ardha kamas, that means all the kama, we can say all the desires should be fulfilled. When once desires is fulfilled and then reach a threshold, after that, whatever amount of money, whatever amount of gold, whatever amount of any other sukham, any other pleasures, one reaches threshold, and then he will no longer needed those kind of pleasures. But if one doesn't experience those pleasures, and then our mind will always run towards experience those kind of pleasures. So that is the biggest obstacle during the yoga sadhana. In Ashtanga Yoga Sadhana, it says that is called pratyahara. Pranayama pratyahara. Pratyahara means drawing your indriyas inwards. How you can draw your indriyas inwards means only by fulfilling your desires. Right? The fulfillment of the desires is clearly told in this mantra, Sada Papakshayarthi. So I should be always no sinful state, okay? And then Vyadhi Vimochanarthi, I should not get any diseases. I should be having all the time like a good body, and then good mind, and then without any diseases. And then Jivitarthi, that means I should have my wife and then children, all these things, my lineage should continue. I should be fulfilling my Panchayajnas and other things. Jivitarthi, Moksharthi. But at the same time, I should not fall in the trap of the samsaram. While being in the samsaram itself, I should attain mukti in a Jivan Mukta sthiti. Okay, the way dry coconut shell will be inside a coconut. If you can see that a coconut, a fully dried one, if you can shake that one, you will be able to see that sound, because the dry coconut shell will be inside the coconut shell, but thing is that is not attached with it. The Jivan Mukta sthiti is exactly like that. Although he is in samsara, because it is not easy to remove that all the the outer layer of the coconut and then break that hard shell to experience that, to take the actually coconut, dry coconut one, right? Similarly, you know, so the jiva will be always lying in the samsaram, but thing is he should be detached with that one. That is called moksharthi. That means one has to always think about his moksham to break this cycle of life and death and then go with it. Moksharthi, Shantika, Shri Kamaha. I should get the all the Aishwaryam. Shantikamaha, I should get the contentment, Trupti. That means so that I'll be able to get the peace. Okay. Pushtikamaha. Pushtikama means I don't know, full, I mean, it's not masculine body and something. Pushti, I don't understand. I mean, Pushti, you can translate into your own language only, but I don't find the appropriate English word for that one. And then Tushtikamaha. Tushtikama means this is also contentment kind of thing, satisfaction. Vruddhikamaham. I should not be in the same position forever. I should be growing also. Prajnakamaham. Prajnakamaham means my knowledge will be improved and then I should be able to distinguish clearly the good and bad, all these things. Medhakamaha. For that one, I should be able to do a lot of studies and then I should be able to memorize those things also. Ayushikamaha. For the all to perform all these things, I need to have a good lifespan for that one, right? And then Arogyakamaha. Arogyam, everyone knows that. Annadhyakamaha. Annam means to have enough food and shelter. Kuryadevam kurvan siddhim amapnoti. This is what the Ishtaprapti we perform the Mahanyasaparuk Rudrabhishek. That means this is also we can say that this is the phalam, the fruit. By performing the Mahanyasam, what happens is the phalam, the outcome of the Mahanyasaparuk Rudrabhishek is this is what explained this one. For this one, we have to perform the Mahanyasam. And there is also one more mantra. The same thing has been explained in the mantra. Asha aste yamvidamano ayurasha aste supradasvamasha aste sajatamanasyamasha aste uttarande vijyamasha aste bhuyoha vishkaranamasa aste. Like this, some set of mantras also there during the Mahanyasam. After the completion of the Nyasam, before invoking the Shiva into that Guru Garu has mentioned, right? So we have to invoke the Rudra within ourselves, do the Avahana. That time, like we'll chant this one before starting the actual Abhishekam. This is what the purpose of performing the Mahanyasam. Okay, now let's get into the actual thing. Okay, so what are the steps of Mahanyasam? Actually, in the Mahanyasam, there are 5 nyasas. It is called as nyasam means nikshiptam, as I mentioned that invoking. Okay. And that is Prathama Nyasam, Dvitiya Nyasam, Tritiya Nyasam, Chaturtha Nyasam, and then Panchama Nyasam in a brief. But to perform before everything goes there, and then we have some prerequisites called as Panchangaradra Namaskaram and then Panchamukha Dhyanam. So what are these Panchangaradra Namaskaram and then Panchamukha Dhyanam? You need to understand this one. And then what are these invoking as different gods and into our body through Nyasam? So we need to go a little bit astronomy and then these kind of things. So we know all the Srishti has been born. I mean, Srishti has been happened through Big Bang theory in the modern scientific terms. And then after Big Bang theory, there is a lot of gases and then everything. And then after the gases are solidified and then it forms as a different celestial bodies. And then galaxies and then supernovas and then everything, our planetary system, sun and then other planets. And then everything is connected. And then everything is binded together with a strong force. We call it as electromagnetic phase. But if you see that every celestial body for a naked eyes, it is different. Although the connecting binding force is same, the intensity of the force is different to a different one. The force between moon and then earth is different, and then the force between earth and then sun is different. So as for every celestial body, but no celestial body, the fully formed body is hitting each other. And then everything is hanging in an entire vast infinite universe, which is connected to the core of the universe. That is called, explained in some Lalita Sahasranam also, Moola Prakritehe Avyakta, Vyakta, Avyakta Swarupini. Everything is vast nothingness. From the vast nothingness, all of a sudden there is a blast happen that will be appearing. Vyaktam. Vyaktam means appearance. From the Vyaktam, it will be Vyaktam. That means it will be visible up to some extent. After that one, again it goes back to Avyaktam. It goes back to the Lenan Sthiti and then it will be completely disappeared. This is what called Pancha Krityas. Srishti, creation, Sthiti, and this is what I explained always. Sthiti, preservation, and then third one, Samhara, destruction. Fourth one is Tirobhava, concealment, and then fifth one is Anugraha, grace or liberation. Exactly these 5 krityas will be done by 5 mukhas of the Ishvara. Those are called as Sadyojata, Vamadeva, Aghora, Tatpurusha, and then Ishana. Some students in this one would have already learned this Sadyojatam Prapadyama Sadyojata Yavai Namo Namaha. Similarly, Vamadeva Namo, Jyeshtha Namo, Sreshtha Namo, Aghore Ebhyo, Dhagore Ebhyo, Ghora Ghoratabhya, Tatpurusha Vidmahe Mahadevahim Tanordra Pradati Adishan Sarvadyana, Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Brahmadhipat Brahmana Brahma Shivame Astu Sadashivam. These are the 5 mantras associated with this Panchakrityas. So before we start performing the Abhishekam, we have to experience the Panchakrityas of which the energies which are coming from each and every face of the Ishvara from the Sadyojatati Mukhas spread across the universe in 5 directions. Okay. And then remaining other devatas also, it is mentioned that in Upanishad, Sikshavalli, some people would have already learned this. Sa Atma, Anga, and Nyanya Devata. Who is Atma? Who are the devatas? And then what is the connection between your devatas and then your body parts? That was explained in the Sikshavalli. Saha Atma. Saha means Parameshvara, who is residing in the form of Atma, that means prana in your body, at your spiritual heart, not in the physical heart, in the form of an electrical impulse. So if anybody gets any heart attack, right, usually see that the heart attack, they'll be using the pacemaker through which the electrical impulse will be sent to the physical heart. That electrical impulse, we call it as a pranam. That is the Atma. So the Paramatma, Saha Atma, resides in each and every living being as a Atma. But the remaining body parts also there. Every body part requires certain amount of energy, and then every energy is different. This will be controlled by precisely the particular devata of that, the owner of that particular body part of the devata. Those are nothing but angani anya devataha. If you imagine the entire universe as a Shiva, the pranam is nothing but the core of the universe. The remaining all the celestial bodies and then different energy forces we can compare with the different devatas. Those are the Marudganas, Agni, Vayu, Surya, Indra. Everybody is associated with, everybody performs different tasks. And some will be visible, some will be invisible. And then all these are nothing but the devatas. Those devatas only will be controlling in your body. Every body part will be controlling. So if you are invoking Rudra means, that means if you are performing the Rudra, Narudra, Rudra Marche, you are rudrifying your body. So as Guru Garu mentioned, right, that is a very beautiful word. You are rudrifying your body to rudrify your body. Along with Rudra, his parivara, entire, all the devatas will have to come and then reside in your body. That's what will happens. The Paramatma, the Rudra, the Rudra will be invoked into your Atma, and then remaining all the devatas will be in your body parts. That's what. So to go ahead with that one, to invoke before that one, we need to do bow down first of all. So to learn anything, perform anything, actually we have to bow down to the energy. That's what we do in the Panchanga Rudra Namaskaram and then Panchamukha Dhyanam. As I mentioned, right, the Panchamukhas represents the 5 Krityas, Panchakrityas. The Panchakrityas, the energy will be spreaded across the universe in the 5 major directions. That means east, west, north, south, and then up. So Akasham. So, and then they will be having the reciprocal ones also there, and then all the five corners, 4 corners, and then the Prithvi, Adho Bhaga, Urdhvam, Adho. And then we have northeast, southeast, and then southwest, northwest, all the 4 corners, and then 4 main directions, 4 sub corners, and then 1 Akasha, 1 Adho Bhaga. So the 5 main things will be, the energy will be produced from the 5 mukhas. So we perform the Namaskaram, Panchanga Namaskaram means, we do the Namaskaram to all the Chaitanya that is spread across all 5 directions. That's the first thing. Second thing is Panchamukha Dhyanam, where the Chaitanya is coming up, the sources of the Chaitanyam. The sources of the Chaitanya is nothing but these are the Sadyojata, Vamadeva, Aghora, Tatpurusha, Ishana, Mukhas. The east will be given by Tatpurusha Mukha, and then south will be given by Aghora Mukha. Aghora Mukha is nothing but a Samhara Mukha, and then Sadyojata Mukha is the Srishti, the creation, that will be then Paschima Mukha, and Vamadeva Mukha, that is Tirobhava, concealment, and then Urdhva Mukha is Anugraha, we can say that, that is the Ishana Mukha. These are the 5 mukhas. The same thing has been carved in Nepal, Pashupatanath, if anyone has gone there. So that is the 5 mukhas represent the 5 directions and then 5 sources of the energy. This is what the prerequisite of the Mahanyaasam first thing. So we do namaskaram and then we understand where the energy is coming up, where the chaitanyam is coming up, and then the sadhaka is getting prepared. That means through his knowledge and then he is getting prepared. Okay, then I have to do that particular chaitanyam as a upasya devata. Now he sit. Imagine the sitting is nothing but the part of a yogic posture. Everybody would have known that the yoga, as per the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, it is divided into 8 limbs: Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Samadhi is the highest state. Before that, we need to do the Dhyanam. That means the meditation. Just below that one, Pratyahara, as I mentioned earlier, we have to draw out all the senses and the Indriyas inwards. The below that one is Pranayama, channelizing your prana. So the first two, before that one is the third one is asana. By doing the different postures, and then you have to channelize your energy, and then you have to you keep your body parts and then in a healthy condition, then fit condition. Okay, that's the asana. And then the first 2 parts are the yama, niyama, are nothing but the socializing something, some some regular some guidelines, we can say that. Self restrictions and then social restrictions, and then what needs to be done, what do's and some certain do's and then don'ts, all these things explained in the Yama Nima. Leaving the Yama Nima as the basic prerequisite part, and then coming from the asana, so there are several kind of asanas are there, right? A sitting posture, standing posture, and then Sirsasana, so many asanas are there. So by performing a certain asana, if you, for example, if you perform any Sirsasana, what happens is the energy will be stimulated in your brain area, and a lot of blood circulation will be there, and then it channelizes, and then it keeps you all the negativities out of your, all the impurities out of your brain, and then it helps you gain a lot of energy, and then channelizing the spiritual energy also. I mean, spine and all these things will be strengthened, your neck muscles will be strengthened, and then your brain will be strengthened, all these things happen. So like this, if you perform any asana, every asana will be giving some certain actually good things, certain results also out of it, and then that particular body part will be strengthened, and then all the negativities and then every negative hormones and everything will be generated, those will be shed across from that particular body part, and then the body part will be strengthened. So as what we do is, in the Prathamanyasam, actually 38 body parts will be there. So mainly in this one Nyasam, with the 38 different set of mantras, we invoke that mantra energy into that particular body part. For example, Yate Ardra Shiva Tanur Ghora Papagashni Tayanasvashtantam Yagrishan Dabhajakshihi Shikha Ye Namaha Asman Mahatkar Navendarshe Bhavadhi Teshagam Hasre Dnevadhanam Sira Sermaha. Like this, it goes, and then touching each and every body part with a certain mantra. Why that certain mantra is used is another topic, actually. It's a vast one. So we have to go with a set of like a series of classes on the Mahanyasa part. Leaving that out, so we'll get the essence of it. So for every mantra is associated with a certain body part, and then that mantra, when you expose and then invoke through your hand, so that energy will be stimulated in that particular body part, and then you will be getting the same result as you do perform a certain asana associated with that particular body part. This is the asana, and then that's the reason why we have to do the Prathamanyasam. And then this Prathamanyasam is completely associated with the Sthula Shariram, right? So we have 3 Shariras, 3 bodies mainly. Sthula Shariram, which is physical body, Sukshma Shariram, which is mental body, and then Karana Shariram, which is the one who is experiencing everything. We call it as Ramachandra Sharma. Who is Ramachandra Sharma? It's not my body, it's not my mind. Someone else who is sitting in my heart, and then who is experiencing that everything. So in the name of like Ramachandra, so as like anybody, like if you call anybody, that that self, we can say that the self should be known. Who is that self? Self action. That is the Karan Shariram. So we do clean and then remove all the impurities from the Sthula Shariram through our Prathamanyasam. Okay. So whenever anybody is performing this Mahanyasam, so we have to consciously know that by doing this Prathamanyasam, we are doing the purifying our body, physical body completely. We should have this kind of like knowledge and then consciousness while doing that. And the second thing is Dvitiya Nyasam. Dvitiya Nyasam actually Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. This is the key mantra for the entire Mahanyasam. Okay. So these are 10 letter words. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. So these are the 10 words. These 10 words represents the 10 Rudras. We know Ekadash Rudras, 11 Rudras are there. The another Rudra is nothing but yourself only. So there are 10 Rudras will be coming. So all the 11 Rudras will be invoking your body. So these 10 Rudras will be associated in 10 different body parts. That means not the physical one, although it appears as the physical one, but thing is those are in the behind, like they will be invoking some things. So this is called the Dvitiya Nyasam. Like this will be called as Om Om Murdhe Namaha Nam Nasika Ye Namaha Om Lalata Namaha Bham Mukha Namaha Gam Kantha Namaha Om Hridaya Namaha, like this from Murdhni till Padam. So these 10 these 10 mantras will invoke this one. And then if you can just compare this one with the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam second chapter, we would have heard about the Virat Swarupam. The same thing explained in the Purushottam also. Virat Swarupam is nothing but entire universe. If we can assume a form, that will be nothing but the Narayana himself. The entire universe, they'll explain in the form of different things of the body parts of the Narayana. So our Vishnu, right? So the same thing will be, that means you are becoming a Narayana here by invoking this Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya, these mantras in those different bodies. The bodies will be starting from top to bottom. That means if you can see that the energy will be coming from your Savitri Mandalam, Surya Mandalam to Murdhisthanam, and then it will be passed throughout your body till the toes, I mean till the till your feet and all. That's what happens. That is what the Dvitiya Nyasam. And then Tritiya Nyasam, actually Tritiya Nyasam, again a set of activities are there. Sadyojata mantra set, same Sadyojata mantras which we have used earlier to do the Namaskaram for Panchamukha Dhyanam. And then we do use the same set of mantras to invoke some energies from the feet to Murdhni. That means before that in the Dvitiya we have invoked the energy from the Murdhisthanam to feet. That means head of the body, top of the head of the body, we can say that in the pineal gland, we can say that. From pineal gland to feet of the body, we'll be invoking that energy. Now the energy will be going back from feet of the body to pineal gland. This is nothing but the prana movement. If you can see that, inhale, what happens? It goes down. Exhale, it comes out, right? Isn't it? The same thing happened, right? It's a cycle, right? So you have to channelize that energy, like, flow down and then flow up, flow down, flow up. After some extent, like you'll be able to experience how to channelize this one, and then where to block this, and then how to cross the energy gates and all, like these are the chakras and all other things. That's a different concept again. So that's what happens with the Sadyojata mantra set. The second thing is Hamsa Gayatri, which is the key essence of this entire Mahanyasam. So here, until here, in the yoga, we can say that from the third limb of the yoga, asanas have been completed here in the Prathamanyasam. And then here, we'll be getting that knowledge, and then the energy channel, all these things will be experiencing here. That actual energy channel will be experiencing through this pranayama. This is the fourth limb of, fourth limb, right? Yeah. Fourth limb of the yoga, actually Ashtanga yoga, pranayama. So Hamsa Gayatri. So the shlokam here they mention is Hamsa Gayatri is nothing but will invoke some set of japam and all these things. Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe Parama Hamsaya Dhimahe Tanno Hamsa Prachodayat. This is what the Gayatri mantra, Hamsa Gayatri mantra. This, what is Hamsa? If you divide into the padas, it will be like a s, right? S. If you take inhale, it will produce a sound. If you can observe keenly, s, is, okay. And then if you exhale, it will be producing the sound called hum. And then this is what being done in the Brahmari pranayam. There is a specific set of like a Brahmari pranayam will be there. There one has to experience all these things. So the inhale part will be giving a sound as or so. Okay, so And then the exhale part will be coming as hum. So hum, so hum, so hum. Our entire life is associated with the so hum only. For a healthy human body, they will take 21,600 times breath. It will be varied. If they take more breaths, and then their lifespan will be reduced. If they take less number of breaths than the 21,600, their lifespan will be increased, like a tortoise and then a dog. Okay. So the slower you take the breaths, your life will be a longer life. You will be having it. One will be having it. So the entire thing here, what we take, it's not the oxygen, something we call it as in the modern science point of view, but it's not only oxygen. Along with the oxygen, we'll be experiencing the taking the consciousness, the universal consciousness, that energy, pranic energy, which comes through sun. If there is no sun, no pranic energy. So that is the source of our energy. That okay, the pranic energy which comes from the sun will be taken along with the help of the oxygen content which is outside, like located outside, through into your body. That will be called so. And then exhaling the negativities, impurities in the form of along with the carbon dioxide throughout. This is called prana. This is called apana. Throwing out of all the impurities out of your body, not only through his, and then anything which is coming out of your body, that will be associated with the apana. Anything which will be taking inside your body, that will be associated with the prana. So this prana apana only will control one's life, right? So as your mind also. If you channelize this prana apana through this soham pranayamam, this is what soham pranayamam. I think Sri Ravi Shankar Garu and then Sadhguru Jaggi Bhavdev also, they emphasize more on this soham pranayamam. And then this is what being told in the Bihar school, any yoga school if you go. So if you go to advanced levels of yoga, right, beyond asanas and all, the first step they'll be teaching this is soham pranayam. And then this is what mentioned in the Mahanyaasam as a key step. The reason for this one is, so your number of thoughts coming into your brain are directly proportional to the number of breaths one's take. If you take fast breaths, your mind will be in a jumbling state. If you are in a relaxed position, like your mind will be working like a mercury, and then whatever you think and then your focus will be utmost. So the number of thoughts can be limited through pranayama. The purpose of doing this pranayama here is through Hamsa Gayatri. Hamsa is nothing but the pranam. Gamagamastham, the meaning of this one is Gamagamastham Gaganadi Shunyam Chidrupadipam Timirapaharam Pashyamite Sarva Janantarastham Namami Hamsam Paramatma Rupam. Gamagamastham, it is always like a moving. Gaganadi Shunyam, like it is spreaded across the entire universe. And then, but even in the emptiness, vast nothingness also, like everything will be there. That is spread across, right? Chidrupa Deepam, in the form of Chit Rupam, right? In the form of Chit Rupam means that Agni. Timirapaharam, which will be eliminating all the negativities. Pashyamite, if one can experience and look at that, experience that one, Sarva Janantarasam, that resides in every body, everyone's body, that is nothing but the Hamsam in the form of prana. You are only, Paramatma, you are only residing into everyone's body. That is what in the form of pranam. I am going to the pranam. That is what the namaskara we do before we perform the japam. The reason for performing this pranayama is to purify your prana, so that once you purify your prana, so you'll be getting rid of all the distractions, so that your focus will be only on invoking the Rudra within to yourself. That's what happens in the next steps. That's what Hamsa Gayatri. And the next one is Digdevata Namaskaram. Digdevata Namaskaram is, we have 10 directions as I mentioned earlier. Every direction will be controlled by one Devata. And then the Devata will be again like controlling your thing. There is another thing, and then Dashankara Udrikarnam. The same Devata will be invoking through the Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya mantra only, every associated mantra with the Samputi we call. That means we embed this particular different sources of this mantra of the Devata and then mantra of this Bijaksharam, and then invoke into your body with the Namashambhavetama Yobhaveta Namashankarayamaskaracha. That means with the Rudra, that mantram, and that Devata, Bijaksharam, everything will be invoked into the particular body. There is an interesting phenomena associated with the 10 number here. The 10 represents the, here we have seen the 38 body parts, right? All these things will be associated with the Sola Shariram, which is controlled by Mooladhara Chakram. That will be here. Okay. I'm checking the time. Actually, I've been given the time until 8:30, right? And then now 8:07. So I'll be covering it, and I'll be taking another 15-20 minutes. So without missing anything. Okay, if you can see the chakras, this is called the Mooladharam. This is associated with the entire physical body, which is called nothing but the Annamaya Kosham. Okay. And then this is associated with all the physical body of this one. The next one is Swadhisthana Chakra. Swadhisthana Chakra is having a limbs of like a 6, which are called Arishad Vargas. And the next one is Manipuraka. This is associated with the Pranamaya Kosham. And then this Manipuraka Chakra is the reason for burning all your food and then everything into this one, right? And this Manipuraka Chakra will be having a limbs like petals as 10 petals. These 10 petals are nothing but the 5 sense organs and then 5 motor organs. Those are called the whole as a 10 indriyas. Those 10 indriyas are nothing but the Dashagriva Ravana. And then those Indriya Adhipati, who is that one is Indra. Guru Garu said that Indra will come, Agni will come, right? Here comes the Indra. That means the Indra is the Adhipati of Purohit, and then he controls all the Indriyas, and then in a positive way or negative way both. So based on the sadhaka's interest, and then based on the sadhaka's consistent practice. So we invoke to the Indra to bless us, to control, to overcome our Indriyas, to get complete control over our Indriyas, so that I'll be taking the information through my sense organs only which is relevant, and then what is mentioned in the Veda and Shastras, and then I will perform only the tasks which are given by Shastra vidhis, not the Nishedas. So by doing all these things, I can perform my dharmacharana through karma. Through karma means to performing the rituals. Through karma, I'll be experiencing the Rudra within. That is what the purpose of this 10th number. There is another number is there, Shodasha. Shodashanga Raudrikarna means these are associated with the, we have 16 ovals. Those are the sound A, A, I, U, everything is associated with the this phase only. If you can see that. Aru, A, I, O. If you can see that, the muscle will be associated with the directly connected with the brain. That's a different subject again. So these are associated with coming from the kantham and then completely controlling your head part. These are the origin of this. Every sound will be coming up from kanthasthanam. That is called Vishuddhi Chakram. Vishuddhi Chakram has 16 petals. Those are nothing but the 16 kalas. Shodasha Kala Nidhi. There is a Kirtana also there. And then Vishnumurti, like Ramachandra, will be called as a Shodasha Kala Nidhi. And then one of the Tyagaraja Kirtana. And just similarly, the Shodasha Kalas are nothing but the Chandra Kalas also, including the no moon. If you can see that, there are 16 Kalas will be there. These 16 Kalas are nothing but the everything. Shodasha Kalatmika, Shodasha Atmika in Lalita Sahasranama also it comes up. The Shodasha Kalas will be the different things, which will be controlling your mind and then activities, various activities, which will be coming through your mouth, and then whatever you can influence people and all these things will be controlled by the Shodasha Kalas only. This Vishuddhi Chakram only. This Vishuddhi Chakram will be activated here. Here, Dashanga Raudrikarnam, the Manipuraka Chakram will be activated. And then what happens in between the Anahata Chakram and then the other chakras? The Anahata Chakram will be experiencing everything because the Jiva resides in the Anahata Chakram only through your emotions, which are having like a 12 petals there, and all the rasas we called as. The experience will be getting it by invoking all the energies here, will be experienced by the Anahata Chakra here. That Anahata Chakra will be covered as part of like a Chaturthanyasam, Atmaraksha, and then the Panchamanyasam, Shivasankalpas, we call it as Tanmaya Manas Shivasankalpas. So all these things will be coming up. Okay, this is the Tritiyanyasam. With this one, by activating the Manipuraka Chakram and then Vishuddhi Chakram, and then by activating the Prana, by activating like top to bottom and then bottom to top energies, the Tritiyanyasam will be completed. Now enter into the fourth Chaturthanyasam. In the Chaturthanyasam, this is called also Atmaraksha mantras. If you can see that, Manor Jyotirjahadama Jambichanam Vidjam Sambandhadhatu Brahaspadasthanam Novishpe Deva Ihamadantam. That is nothing but the Guhya Sthanam. Guhya Sthanam is Swadhisthana Chakram. The next mantra Sthanam will be Manipurakana Bhainamaha Manipuraka Chakram. Next Sthanam will be Hritaya Yanamaha. This is Anahata Chakra Sthanam. The next position will be Kantha Yanamaha Marmanite. That mantra will be Kantha Yanamaha. This is Vishuddhi Chakra name. And the next one will be Ajna Chakra Sthanam is Mukha Yanamaha. Here we touch it like normally. So this is the Ajna Chakra Sthanam. And then finally Murdhe Namaha, Shirase Namaha. That means like Sahasrara, which is the pineal gland. This is pituitary gland. So everything will be associated with one glands. So These all the, so because we have already purified the Mooladhara chakra through Prathamanyasam, and the remaining all the chakras will be invoked specifically with this one. There is another thing also there, and then some set of mantras also will be coming up, which will be directly associated with the Sapta Dhatus also. We know Rasa Dhatu, Rakta Dhatu, Ajja, Asti, Majja, Mamsa, Meda, Sukra, all these are Sapta Dhatus. If you can cross section your body, and then something will be coming out, right? So that will be the Sapta Dhatus. These mantras will purify, invoke the energies which is coming from the Sapta Chakras, and the Sapta Dhatus will also be cleaned. So all the sins will be away, and then you will be completely purified kind of state. The next Nyasam will be the final Nyasam, Panchamanyasam. Panchamanyasam has set of angas actually. We have Anganyasam, I mentioned right earlier. Anganyasam will be having Hridaya Sthanam, Hridayaya Namaha, and then Shirase Swaha. Remember these words, Namaha Swaha, Shikhaye Vashat. This is a Vashat Sabdam. And then Kavachaya Humkaram, Netratrayaya Vaushat, and then Astraya Phat. These are the 6 things. Namaha Swaha, and then Vashat, Hum, Vaushat, Phat. These are the 6 things will be performing through this one. And then the first thing will be like called as a Shiva Sankalpam. Shiva Sankalpam means Edam Bhutam Bhavanam Bhavishyat Parigriheta Murtena Sarpam Yena Yajnastra Saptaho Tatan Memana Shiva Sankalpamastu. They tell. Like this, there are 38 mantras are there. The 38 mantras, the essence of these mantras are, they'll explain how Shiva is spreaded across everywhere. The Paramatma is spreaded across everywhere. Whatever you see, whatever you experience, everything is nothing but the Paramatma. There is no difference between that. And then all these things are clearly explained in this set of mantras. And at the last mantra, it says that Ya idagum Shiva Sankalpagum Sada Dhyayanti Brahmanaha Te Param Moksham Gamishyanti Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. 38 times you will tell that Tanme Manaha Shiva Sankalpamastu. Manaha means in my Hridayam. Shiva Sankalpam, that means Shiva Sankalpam means it's a good thought, good thoughts and everything, like the Mangala Pradhaman thought. So Shiva Sankalpam Astu. My heart is always filled with the good thoughts, and then Paramatma Sankalpam only, nothing else. I don't want anything. Kind of thought, and then kind of like invoking, you will be strongly doing it through this set of mantras. And then which is invoking your Hridaya Sthana, which is in the Anahat Chakra. Okay, right? And then next one is Purusha Suktakam Sirase Swaha. With the mantras of the Purusha Suktam, Uttara Narayanakam, you will be invoking the Sirase Swaha, Shikhaye Vashata, and then Kavachaya Hum. Kavachaya Hum means Apratirudha Kavacham. Guru Garu explained that. So Indra Agni, with the set of Indra Agni, there are a set of mantras are there, Apratirudha Kavacham. That means nobody can penetrate into your body. That means you are getting into this advanced level of sadhana now. So during that sadhana, there will be a lot of obstacles will be coming up. Those obstacles should be removed by performing this one. So that's the reason why you are praying the Indra and the Agni to protect yourself completely, because they are the protectors, and then they are the Indra is the king of Devatas, and Agni is the protector through his weapons and all these things, right? Agni, and then he will be killing all the demons and all like this, and then they will be protecting you completely from the external distractions. So Indra will be controlling the taking over all the Indriyas, so that he will control in a positive way, not you. And then Agni will be protecting yourself from the outside one. That is what the essence of that entire set of mantras. And the same mantras have been used during the China-India war also to protect our country. And the same thing has been used when recently, like in 2020-21, there was a China's attacked our Indian, right, in the Pangyang region. So in near Leh, that time also we performed this Parayana, Apratirudha Kavacham. And then whenever any issues comes up, and then for protection, we'll seek that protection by chanting those mantras. That is called. And then next one is Pratipurusham Netratraya Oshta. We'll be invoking the Drishti from here, and then Twamagne. And there is Anuvakam called Phat. That means you will be protecting completely from your outer things also. It's a Hum, and then Phat will be used to kill the demons and the Asiri Pravrittis, and then to invoke like a protection from other areas. Like there is a separate topic, we can say that, because Namaha, there is a lot associated with the Namaha, Swaha, and then why each and everything, why we have to perform the Anganyasa, that I can cover it in the separate subject actually, by considering the time, right? In the interest of time, I have to proceed further. By doing all these things, right, you will be, and then after that, we'll say that iti digbandha. That means you are completely locking yourself by invoking all the Indra, Agni, and the other associate devatas into your body to eliminate all the negative distractions which are coming from the outside, and then all the by eliminating, purifying all your body, and then all the sins from your inside. So you are kind of ready to invoke the Rudra within yourself because you are a purified body. The next set will be, and then activating the energies now to be prepared for that one. That will be done by Sashtanga Pranamya. Varasa upper chest, Sirasa forehead, this one, Drishtya eyes, Manasa center chest, Vachasa this one mouth, and then Padbhyam legs, and then Karabhyam hands, Karnabhyam ears. With by invoking and then by removing the fatigues all from these areas, and then these are called the important Nadi junctions actually. The energy channeling junctions will be there in these areas. The junctions will be activated so that your the proper channelizing the energy from the body throughout the body will be happening by doing the Sashtanga Namaskaram. That is the reason why we do perform the Sashtanga Namaskaram if you go to any temple or if you perform any home pujas or homas or anything. This Sashtanga Namaskaram will do perform for 8 times here in this Mahanyasam. By doing the 8 times, the sadhaka will be fully prepared to invoke the energy of the Rudra into himself. And the next set will be actually started. And then we'll be, before starting, right, we'll be chanting this mantra, because before you become Rudra, you need to understand how the Rudra will be forming. What is the form of Rudra? That will be explained in the Rudra Rupa Varnam. This is Dhyana Shlokam. Shuddha Spatika Sankasam. That means he will be having like a pure body. Trinetram, he will be having 3 eyes. Panchavaktam, he will be having 5 mukhas. Gangadharam, he will be having the Gangadharan Chatachutam in his every mukham. Dashabhujam, he will be having 10 hands. Sarpabharan Bhusham, every body part will be covered with a full of snakes. Nilagrim, having the blue throat. Shashankankam, the crescent moon will be having. Naga Ijnopvitam, he will be having a Naga as a Ijnopvitam. Vyaghra Charmottarekam, the tiger skin, he will be wearing it. Varenyam Abhayapradam. At the same time, he is having a ferocious form, but thing is, he will be always like a blissful state. Varenyam, I am doing the Namaskaram, Abhayapradam, always provide you, like bless me in the bless form, right? Kamandalam, he will be holding a Kamandalam, Akshasutram, like a Japam. And then that indicates we have to perform the Japam also as part of this one. That is what the Hamsa Gayatri Japam, right? And then there is another Rudra Gayatri Japam also comes up. To perform that one, he is himself appear in that form. Kamandalam, Akshasutram. Anvitam Sholapanam, he'll be holding a Trisholam. Jvalantam Pingalajatam, he'll be holding a fire thing. Pingalajatam, like his mats, Jatajutam will be shining like a golden things by having this Jata, like a fire thing will be appearing on the water and all these things. Jatajutam will be appear like a golden crown kind of thing. Okay. And then Sholapana Jantam, Shikham Udyota Dharnam, he'll be having a locked shikhas and other thing. Vrushaskandham, he'll be sitting on the like ox, that Vrishabham. Okay. And then Uma Dehabdharam, half of his body is given to Uma Devi. Amrutena Pratam Hashtam, he will be holding a Amrita Kalashas and then doing a Abhishek to himself like this. Amrutena Pratam Divya Bhogas Manutam Nityanta Shashvanadham. I am doing the Namaskaran to that kind of form. So that kind of form I am invoking to my body now. In this process, entire process, they will be called Agninmaya Vacha Shirda Havag Hridaye Hridayamai Aham Amrtaya Amratam. These are called the Prana Pratisthapana mantras. In this Prana Pratisthapana mantras, now Rudra with his body parts, everything will be invoked into my Atma. Punarma Atma Punara Iraga At Punah Pranah Punarako Damaga At Vaishpanda Rashmibhir Vavrutana Antastishtat Pamritasya Gopaha Antat Tishthat. And then when you come and then sit in my Hridaya, that means in my heart, I'll be keeping you a lotus there. In that one, I'll keep a Simhasan there. So Rudra, please come and sit in your form and then sit in my heart adobe. And then completely bless me. This is what happens. Then the moment like you do this bhavana while doing the Abhishekam, right? I cannot explain my words. Actually, I'm getting that goosebump kind of thing. So one has to experience this. This is what the essence of Mahanyasam, the reason for this performing is to become oneness with the Rudram. This entire process, right? I've covered pranayamam and then asanam and then pranayamam. After that one, pratyaharam through Indriyas, drawing that one by invoking the Indra and Agni to that one. Now dhyanam, this is what the dhyanam. And the dharana means like we have to imagine that particular form. After imagining that particular form through the dhyana shloka, we have to do meditate upon that Shiva in your body. That means now the Shiva is appearing nothing but the your Atma only. Then you will perform the Abhishekam. When you perform the Abhishekam outside, and the outside there is a Shivalingam, and then you will be performing Abhishekam. But what happens is the Abhishekam will be done internally to yourself in the form of, as long as you are taking the saliva is coming into getting into your body, right? You are alive. One human being can be told as he is alive. Once the saliva dries, he is dead, isn't it? The saliva going is nothing but the pranam flow is going towards the body. The abhishekam will be, actual abhishekam will be to your body. You have to, one has to perform, one has to imagine that you are doing the abhisheka outside to the Shiva Lingam as a physical thing, but inside to your pranam only. Through these mantras, you have to see that. Okay, one has to experience. Once a sadhaka becomes that, reaches that level, and then understand the process of this entire Mahanyaasam and this thing, that gives you a different experience altogether. One has to experience it. This is what I would like to conclude here, because yeah, it's almost time up. If anybody has any questions, anything, probably I can take the remaining time for that. Sorry, it is a vast content. I tried my best to cover it in a concise way, but yeah.
So very nice presentation, and simply Mahanyasam, people will have a kind of tiresomeness, fatigue, or time constraint, or postponement, or something like that. But listening to our Ramachandra's speech, Mahanyasa mantras, which is an anthology of Vedic Samhitas, drawn from some other Vedic Samhitas, and therefore, when you do Mahanyasam, you are almost so you are almost covering the Veda Parayanam. See, Sakala Veda Parayanam Bhavati. And and moreover, it is connected to our body. And in fact, whether anybody does Abhishekam or not, Shiva won't matter. He simply Atmana Atmanam Abhishinchati. Kalidasa says, he Atmana, sometimes you could see a photograph of Lord Shiva with his extra hands trying to pour water over his head. If nobody does what in Abhishekam, because Abhisheka Priyo Shiva, though he has got a lot of Ganga in the head, still he wants some cold water, never hot water. So, Atmana Atmanam Abhishinchati, Atmana Atmanam Anudhyayati, Atmana Atmaiva Brahma. So that's exactly what our Ramachandra has tried to say. And coming to the saliva going inside our body, if saliva does not go in and out, man is dead almost. That's a very important juice that comes up constantly, keeping our mouth wet and all that, because that wetness is important for us. We can never get on without dampness in the air or in our own body. And that's why people say that 75% of water is there in our body, remaining 25% distributed. So thereby, water and water and water. And Mahanyasam is an anthology. And really, when we just come to know about the body connections, see, especially when you see in the Hamsa Gayatri, as he explained, in fact, every item, the 14 yogas which I mentioned, are 14 different subjects to be spoken out. So Hamsa Gayatri itself is a big subject.
Right subject.
And in fact, I would assign the same thing to our Ramachandra Sarma to get into the body also, and also the God, because even gods also have got body. So Anirdesya Vapuhu and Nirdesya Vapuhu. See, Nirdesya Vapuhu is avatars. We have so many avatars, Rama, Krishna, Parashurama, etc. All Nirdesya. And then Anirdesya Vapus are there, which are which we have got to see through the dhyanam. That's why Ashtanga Yoga, ultimately we go into the dhyanam, dharana, then dhyana, all this dharana is imagination, and everything is available in our imagination. Therefore, man is a composite, wholesome personality that we understand in the Ayurveda. I mean, in Ayurveda also, because the Ayurvedic people, they try to study the body as a whole. So the treatment will be wholesome treatment that they will say holistic treatment, they call it. So that way we understand Mahanyasam, Vyadhi Nashanarthi. Please mark that. See, Vyadhi is that which will keep spreading. In the beginning, it will be just like a small ball, as a Sasve Tarha, and it keeps on increasing and increasing, don't know. And unknown and unknown, symptomatic, asymptomatic. So Shiva or Rudra is one who is the conscious force and watching any and every change in our body. Recently, I happened to meet a doctor. He just asked me, "How are you?" Yes, I am quite okay, nothing. But, sir, you should be knowing what changes are going on inside the body. Ultimately, you don't know yourself. So, something like the BP, something like the sugar, etc., because body must have that harmonious distribution of the juices and all that, so that you are fit, you are soldier, you are all that. But at times, without your knowledge, the body will suddenly collapse. And why it is collapsing, we don't know. So that kind of precaution, that's exactly what is Anme Siva Sankalpamastu. See, Siva Sankalpamastu means there are so many evil, infectious things in our body. All of them must be silenced. That's why it is a Ramataraka mantram. When you say Ramaraksha Stotram, those people who want to attack you and give you, they just go away, whoever recites the Ramanamam. Therefore, you don't know that somebody came to attack you or disturb you and all that. And Sarvato Gnijwalamala Parivrataha Sarvato Jwalamala Parivrataha Sarveshwangesh Sarva Devataha Tishtantu Mam Rakshantu Yajamanagum Rakshantu. Imagine these words and try to explain and try to connect all these words connected to our body, health, prosperity, growth, and Amrutattvam. Actually, this Upanishad tells us, that is, Prashna Upanishad tells that there are always three things: Sattu, Asattu. We only think of the Sat Asat. No, Amruta is also there. Amrutasya Putraha. So we have to go overcome the Sat, Asat and go to Amrut. Because he says, Isavasyamitam Sarvam. The entirety is of Ishvara. Sat is Ishvara, Asat is Ishvara, and Amruta is Ishvara. But we are all Amrutasya Putraha, Amrutameva Abhivanchanti. So, sir, this Mahanyasam is a very big subject, and Aparna is there, a good expert. She was very much volunteering to speak some words about, because she is a Yajurveda student. And the Mahanyasam is a Yajurveda department, because it is a practical laboratory school. She will sit here and try to identify, you will identify it with Shiva and Shiva with you. So that's what in one of the suktas we say Devanam Sakhyam Yushe. We just desire to have friendship with the gods, not enmity with the gods. But those who take enmity with the gods, they will perish. That's why Ravana and Rama, they became enemies each other. And actually Rama is not enemy, but he was caused to be. But Vibhishana became friend, a Rakshasa. Therefore, we have got Vibhishana first ranking among Vishnu Bhaktas. So Balir Vibhishano Bhishmaha. So Bali, Vibhishana and Bhishma. So Bhishma gets only third prize, whereas Bali Chakravarti first prize and Vibhishana second prize. This is how the elevation, transformation, spiritualization, and emancipation. All these things are directed to us in our Vedic corpus, and this is very much necessary in these days, that people have to turn their attention to Veda. At the same time, the formulas of the Vedas, which are very much practical, simple, easy, understandable, and applicable. They're all edible formulas. So today our Ramachandra Sarma has opened new chapters which will run for long length of time. Thank you very much. Now I request Aparna ji to put forth her ideas because she is also a good scholar in this direction. She was telling, I know only I know Satvada Brahmanas are known. Satvada Brahmana is entire Veda mantras are explained in Satvada Brahmana, and Satvada Brahmana gives us the method of interpretation of Vedic mantras. That's very important clue that we get from the Satvada Brahmana. So thank you. Come on, please. And
Namaste,
Aparna, of
everyone.
course, I should say, she is a professor, and we have been very much familiar with her. She is also a joint editor of our Veda Ganga recently, and so she has her own role to play in our Veda Adhyayana Kendra, apart from other many centers international. Now,
Thank you, Professor Prabhakar sir. And it is very delighted moment for me to be here in this gathering, and especially in the organization Nad Vedadyan Kendra, where I can share my views. But as you just mentioned that I know a lot of literature from the Yajurveda, or especially Shatpat Brahman, I think I just know one or two areas, because my PhD thesis was on the Jyotish element of the Shatpat Brahman and the Tetriya Brahman, but it is very vast in nature. The whole Yajurveda is very vast in nature, as we have seen in today's presentation from by Shri Ramachandra Sharma ji, and he is an IT professional and also a Purohit also, and he has learned Vedas, and that too in so detailing with the recitation of the mantras as well by the Prabhakar sir. And the presentation, if we talk about the presentation, it was so elaborative, so wide, and it has I think it has covered up all the I should say this. At one place it is about the spirituality, at one place it is talking about the philosophical aspect, at one place it is connecting us with the deities, Vedic deities, as you mentioned that it is related to the Rudra Devta. And when you were talking about the Panchakoshas and the Panchamahabhutas and the Panchachakras of our in our body, and how uh, our body is a manifestation of the Lord Rudra, and how this all connected with the philosophically with us only, and then we have to we have to gain that spiritual elevation within us to meet that particular that to have the balance within us, and to be like Rudra or the Vedic deity, as you mentioned. And Yajurveda, and specifically in Yajurveda, Lord Prajapati and the Lord Rudras are the two main key aspects of Yajurveda, two major deities of Yajurveda. And yeah, the speaker, Shri Sharma ji, has highlighted very well in his presentation. We have learned a lot, and I was totally focusing on this thing, that whether I should take this presentation as a philosophy presentation, or it should be taken as the textual presentation on the Yajurveda itself, or it is a spiritual aspect of it. And I also want to inform everyone that Sri Sharma ji was once a speaker with us in our another program that is based on Rudra only, Ekadash Rudra Manthan. I think that was held last year when he was there as a speaker. Though it is being done from last 5 years, but he's there, I think, in 2024. So he has already explained many aspects of Vedic deity Rudra, but this one again a very new to me. This he hasn't explained there in his presentation. So in that sense, I can say that Yajurveda itself having lot of vast knowledge about Lord Rudra, which we can see. And as Prabhakar sir just mentioned that Vedic corpus is there to help us to elevate our life, and because it allows us to transform ourselves, to manifest, or to recreate our own our own self, to meet the deity, or to reflect that deity particularly within us. So that aspect was very much highlighted by Sharma ji in his presentation, and he talked about various energies, and to evoke those energies, Rudra Abhishekam is one aspect, one ritual which we have to perform by various mantras he has recited. And so I think that it is, as he talk about that, we have Shiv Sankalp Sutras in the Yajurveda Samhita. We have Mahanyasam in Yajurveda itself, and that too. Then we have another Rudra mantras related to that deity. All this is related to purify ourselves from the sin only, various sins we can say, or the impurities we have within. So there is another concept is related to that, that is of the Shadrupus. We must be aware that those six enemies are living within us only in the form of various emotions, in the form of six emotions that is Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsar. And I think by reciting the mantras, specifically when we are performing the Rudra Abhishek with various kind of rites which are there in this particular ritual, we are clearing our all those six emotions. I think I'm right, because uh, these are the barriers actually. These six enemies are the barriers in evoking our own deity which is residing within us. And then once we clarify, once we cross these Shadripus within us, then we are aware to evoke our chakras and or the pranas, and then to um, have balance with the Panchamahabhutas. I think this is kind of again this is a spiritual journey. What he has highlighted is related to our spiritual journey by the way of actions we are doing, as this is in the title itself. It is a yogic sadhana through karma only. So this is kind of a spiritual journey through the sadhana, yogic sadhana, by evoking the Rudra deity within us, and then by finding balance within with that only. So thank you very much, Dr. Sharma ji, for giving this very enlightening and informative information through your presentation. I feel that many of us, even the students or the researchers and many scholars, will definitely get benefit out of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
And
much for
thank you
your
to
valuable words, feedback, Aparnaji. And I bow down to the lotus feet of Sri Guru Garu because, as I mentioned, right, in 2014, I met Sri Guru Garu through one of my friend actually. When he's taken to meet to the Guru Garu, he was explaining something that time. Then after that, I asked some questions about my experiences, and then he was the one who clarified it after I searched for those experiences. What was the reason behind? But for 13 years, you don't believe it. From 2001 to 2014, I was when performing some rituals, especially through various kind of Rudrabhishekas and all, right? Those were clarified by Sri Guru Garu. And then that time only he has explained about the Samvartagni Tarat Pratipya. Actually, there is a lot in the Mahanyasam, and that each and every phase, how the phase will be resembles, it will be amazing subject actually. So it's a vast subject, and then one topic itself, like it takes ages to complete. Like we can talk about hours and hours together. So he has explained me about that particular shloka, and that put the seed into my, like, he has given me that, he has sown that particular seed into my brain, so that helped me a lot, like still studying, but I don't know, seriously, it takes a lot of a lot many years actually to understand the completeness of this one. But thank you so much, Guru Garu, for giving everything and then blessing me everything. Thank you so much.
Vichitra,
Kayena
you
vacham. Yeah.
Vichitra,
One
you
thing
have
I
the
like to add
slides.
here, sir. One thing I like to add here, which I left, I noted down some of the points. As you mentioned that Rudra is, we have to, I mean, we have to find Rudra within ourselves. So that is the feeling of once we are overcome all the Shatripus within us, then all the impurities got vanished, and then the feeling of happiness and satisfaction. First satisfaction and then happiness, that you have talked about the uh,
Right.
Anandamay Kosha.
Santosham
Anandamay
Anandan.
Kosha.
Yes. Anandan.
Yes. So that is the final, I mean, I think outcome of the our spiritual journey or the elevation. So that
Yeah,
is, in that
that's
sense, also achieving that goal is the Rudra itself.
It is possible actually whenever whoever performs this Mahanyasam Rudrabhishangan, right, and then they'll be getting in a different trance altogether, from mind, like the kind of happiness is yeah, one has to experience but unexplainable at this moment. Yeah. Okay.
Ji, ji, ji.
Thank you so much for Guru
Yes.
Garu for giving this opportunity. Actually, I didn't get a chance to, because of hectic schedule and all. I didn't get a chance to prepare any presentation or anything as such. My thing is, I just did a namaskaram to yourself and then Ganesha. I don't know what I'll be speaking or something like that, and then yeah, finally I could deliver. I mean, yeah, something, yeah, which might be useful for anybody. Yeah. But definitely we'll be having a series of sessions. This one, not now, like after a few days, and then when I completely prepare a document kind of thing, probably that will be helpful for more seekers. Yeah.
Thank you. You just withdraw the slides from the screen. And
Okay, sir.
now I request that Rajagopal, he from MCS America, to just offer
Sir,
his.
he has left. He left the meeting, I think, because of some emergency. He mentioned in the chat.
Okay, I see. Oh, I didn't note it. Anyway, but anyway, he is constantly learning Mahanyasam, and we just completed the Sastanga Namaskaram and other sections. Slowly, we are going on with the Mahanyasam. And so, very good points have been made all through, and we are much thankful. And I think Prasad also will have something. Prasad was telling, I'm just amazing the input in the Mahanyasam depending upon individuals. So now Prasad will talk.
No, thank you, Ramachandra Sharma Garu. Very elaborate, and I enjoy how you have experienced it, and you're able to share your experience of Mahanyasam in a way that is very inspiring. So I just wanted to say that, comment that we were able to experience Mahanyasam from your own experience in a very enjoyable way. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Prasad. Thank you so much.
So,
Please do Shanti
so
Mantra.
Sivalinga is there or anybody?
Om Sahana Bhavato Sahano Bhunaktu Sahavidyan Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Satam. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Shri Vasudevarpanamastu. Shri Veda Purusha Ashirvadostu. Om Shri Matru Charanaravindar Panamastu. Om Tat Sat.